What does that represent? Disappointment? Loss? Something important missing?
Do you normally rifle through other people's belongings? Don't answer that.
Are you sure about that? Right. So it only seems real. Okay. Yes, there was an explosion and a gas leak. A very small, very quickly contained gas leak. I'll be here. This is ridiculous. Go ahead. Whatever you need to do. What's Raphael's role in all of this? But when exactly? Didn't you tell Mr. Hughes you picked up a distress signal? We haven't sent a distress signal, and that's when you saw something. You have more problems than I can deal with. Possible psychosis. All right. Now, we need to learn what this other reality means to you. Why your mind keeps going there. There are some patients you just never want to see back.
Tatiana Barakova, station's doctor. This is not a public medical facility, but the director has ordered me to assist you nonetheless.
The man. The person you were speaking to in the storage room.
Have you found anything?
Are you sure?
This is impossible.
All these months, I would have given anything just to see my friends and colleagues again.
When you shift, does it just happen? Or can you control it?
Is that some kind of threat? You're not helping yourself here.
I'm sorry.
I want you to explore it. Look for anything that seems interesting or important. Evidently, you're just fine. So you don't need me, do you? I wonder, is the fire a metaphor? Rage, desperation.
He sent a distress signal, survived for 3 months, and is now speaking with you.
Interesting. Prefab steel construction tends not to burn, so that seems unlikely, wouldn't you say?
I've run every genetic analysis at my disposal. They are identical. Absolutely identical. This really is Raphael from another universe.
I'm Dr. Barakova. Come in, have a seat. It's going to be okay.
I can spare a few more supplies. And I'll give you a break on anything else you need. All right. Done.
You have an answer for everything, don't you?
I'm sorry. Is something wrong? Have a seat on the couch, and we'll get started. Maybe your mind has some secret locked inside. Find a way to open it if you can. We're going to get through this together, one step at a time.
What happened to you? Here, let me take a look.
Now, I need you to focus. Trust me, we'll get to the bottom of this.
No one here, certainly. And the key difference between these alternate timelines is a gas leak?
Don't worry, I don't take it personally. Don't mind me. A hydrogen fire. That's specific.
Again?
Excuse me? Perhaps you'd care to try a dead-end medical post on some godforsaken planet in the middle of nowhere, huh?
Do you need a minute?
I'm sorry to hear that. I'll have to send myself a card. Again.
Really?
You couldn't. But if you really can talk with him, you can just ask him, can't you? But there was no fire. You can see that, right?
My journal?
I don't know. Corporate espionage? Maybe your ship sensors picked it up?
Beyond that, I am not your therapist, your psychologist, or your cosmetologist. If there's anything else you need, ask.
Now, I want you to think back. Tell me, when did you first notice these hallucinations? Our research is strictly confidential. I really can't discuss it.
Let me see what I can find.
Well, all right. Want to take another break?
Mr. Aguero is dead.
He's alive there, but not here. And what does that have to do with the fire? What? I
I would have thought you were tougher than that.
If you're ready.
Could you please sit down?
We've already established that, yes. Note to self, change safe code. A hydrogen fire? Well, that's quite the way to go. I suppose we went out with a bang.
Right. Now, if there is nothing else, you can show yourself out.
What does Raphael have to do with the fire? Take your time. Where should we start?
Director. She's coming around.
I don't know how, but you've given me that chance. Thank you.
Distress signal? There was a distress signal, too. In the other, we all died in a hydrogen fire, with the sole exception of Mr. Aguero.
Interesting. I'm not sure what to make of that. You could have researched that before you came here, I suppose. That's possible. That was part of the distress signal, right? At least this other reality is consistent.
I can spare a few med packs. What is it this time?
This is utterly ridiculous.
Did your subconscious pick up on that? Very perceptive. Anything? I don't think you need a journal from another reality to see that.
I know everyone in this facility. There's no one matching that description.
The other Nishina. So, you're experiencing some altered state or something.
And now I have to deal with some spacer who thinks they're jumping between universes? Spare me.
Listen to yourself.
What is it now? You don't look that bad.
In this one, things are largely fine, our research facilities notwithstanding.
I just saw you sit down. Nothing more. I was watching you the whole time.
Delusions of mass destruction. Possible psychosis.
Oh, God.
Yes. Thank you. You're free to go. For my part, I'll be glad to forget this ever happened.
I think some part of you wishes I were dead, that we weren't having this conversation. Try it. You said you can shift over there, right? Bring me something from that other reality.
I think I still have a few things I could spare.
All right. Why don't we... Uh-huh.
Of course. That seems like a reasonable place to start.
Another break? I'm sure this other reality seems very real to you. But you know it's not, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, can you show me something from over there?
Again? What do you need?
You said that before.
This entry... It's mine, but... I didn't write this. And the scorch marks... God...
Do you need a minute? Feel free to walk around, experiment, whatever you need to do. Director, it's coming around. Uh-huh.
6-year surgical residency. And I spend my days treating paper cuts and hurt feelings for a bunch of mathematicians and physicists.
Whenever you're ready.
Come in. I was just wondering how this day could get worse.
Can you show me something from this other reality? Okay. Take a deep breath.
What are you...
Hold still. Any day now.
Tell me about your shifting.
I also conducted the physical. This other Raphael is suffering from dehydration, malnourishment, traumatic stress. But he should make a full recovery.
If you're going to make something up, surely you could do better than that.
Director, he's coming around.
Right. Sure.
Stop wasting my time.
Director? Do you need a minute? It's fine. Take your time. Really? What did it say?
Ready?
I did not need to deal with this today.
If you have a physical ailment, I can treat it. But I'm through being your therapist.
Imaginary man, imaginary distress signal. Well, that certainly checks out. Let's move on. What else?
From the fire? Internal consistency, at least. Of course. Take all the time you need.
Of course not. I never said that.
Go. Just go. I can't help you if you're not going to be honest with me.
Those are my private quarters.
Have you been in my quarters? Who do you think you are? The director may have given you run of this station, but I...
What?
All right.
What? No, there's nothing for me there.
Yes, tell me about this other reality. You told Hughes you were responding to a distress signal, but we haven't sent a distress signal. Is it possible that wasn't real either?
I'm sure. Believe me, if we needed help that badly, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Any luck?
I do have to follow protocol, whatever the director says.
I noticed. And? I'll clear my schedule. Anytime now.
Let's get this over with. With what? A splinter? No. Stop wasting my time. Come on, out with it.
Take your time. It's fine. We're missing something. What is it? I'm sure it all seems very real to you. For now, let's keep the focus on you and this other reality. Just a moment ago, you came into my office and, eventually, sat down on my couch. I don't get paid enough for this. I'm here. You're here. This is real.
Very well. Wait outside, please.
I didn't say that, but it is something else that doesn't seem real. Director, she's coming around.
Any new revelations?
I'll just work on my notes then.
Have a seat. Director, they're coming around. Wait. What is this? I conducted the autopsy. Rafael Aguero died 92 days ago of primary blast injuries sustained in the incident.
I really don't want to see you right now. All right, let me see if I have this straight.
Fine. Have a seat.
I don't suppose you could show me that data slate? No, of course not. Pity.
What do you mean? Let's reverse the problem. Take a look around. What can you find here that differs from the other reality? Seems unlikely, but if the other option is alternate timeline, well... And? What are you getting at?
Did I get all that?
Well, not too personally.
I find that hard to believe. You're saying he survived? How?
I'll just update my notes.
It's one thing to see Rafael. To see this.
I see. Until now? Alright. I hope you understand how this sounds. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Were you able to bring back something from this other reality?
You're fine, trust me.
You're going to have to do better than that. I saw you in my safe, remember?
Let's try this again.
What else are we missing here?
There, this isn't a charity. Now, was there anything else?
Of course, take all the time you need.
I see you've been reading my journal. You believe that you are shifting between two alternate timelines.
Anything else you need?
Your ship picked up a distress signal from an alternate reality? My, you must have quite the sensors.
You won't even need a bandage for that.
So, when does this shifting happen? So, how long have you been shifting? Let's say shifting, like this.
I assume you have some urgent medical problem? No? What a surprise.
I'm not sure what's going on here, but an alternate timeline? That's quite a leap.
Let's start at the beginning. Tell me everything you can think of that might help us work out what's going on.
What else are we missing?
That's a medical records terminal, not a public workstation. Show a little respect, please.
Just a moment ago, you came into my office and sat down on my couch.